Hey, this is James. Welcome to Cowboy Country. I'm the unofficial mayor, and I am so glad you could be here. It's a little unusual for me. The other preview videos, I was able to do it, and I felt like I could be unbiased. I felt like I could be truthful and honest. Was willing to admit that probably my prediction a couple weeks ago about TCU was wrong. But then I get to OU, and my heart says, I hope they go 2-10, and I hope they really suck. But my head says, I know that's not true. That's not going to happen. And there's honestly a part of me, even though I graduated from Oklahoma State in 2004, I've seen every team in the Big 12 in person. I have to admit, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I think they're going to be good this year and 3 reasons why they might struggle. And the first reason is the most obvious one, and that is the hiring of Coach Brent Venables from Clemson. This was a good hire. I don't care how tried and true you are, loyal and true to Oklahoma State. Brent Venables was a good hire for Oklahoma. I can't talk about my day job in detail, but I will tell you that during the day I'm a hospital chaplain. The way I got good at being a hospital chaplain was because I've learned from different people along the way. In Tulsa, in Muskogee, in Oklahoma City, in Kansas City, and now here in Texas. So I understand the idea of an assistant coach or a defensive coordinator leaving OU, going to Clemson, learning under Dabo Swinney, learning how he does things, and then coming back. That's how coaches learn. And that's why you're willing to work under somebody. If you're an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator, you may take a job somewhere at a certain school knowing you're only going to want to be there for about 3 to 5 years, but you want to learn as much as you can from that head coach and then hopefully jump ship and get a head coaching position of your own somewhere else. So it happens in it happens in nonprofit organizations, it happens in corporate America, and it happens in coaching. That's exactly why Brent Venables is a really, really good hire. And I truly do believe that OU is going to have success this year. The second reason is I love their offensive coordinator hire. Him bringing in Levy, Coach Levy from UCF, it's almost like he's patterning his behavior after what he learned by watching Bob Stoops. Because Venables was there when Stoops was coach. So you have Stoops, who's a defensive-minded coach, and what does Stoops do? He brings in people like a Mike Leach. He brings in people like a Mark Mangino to run the offense so he can focus on the defense. And that's exactly what Venables is doing by bringing in Levy. He's a guy that can run the spread offense. He can run, I wouldn't call it a pure air raid, but it's a spread offense. And I think he's going to have success. And my third reason is because he brought in Levy from UCF. He also got Dylan Gabriel was my third reason to transfer from UCF in. Now, is he going to be as prolific running the ball and throwing as Caleb Williams was? No. But I do believe he'll be able to throw the ball, be effective, and go from there. Now, why do I think that? I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I think OU might struggle a little bit. Now, let me put it to you this way. Worst case scenario, they go 8-4. That's the worst case scenario. I look at them as a 9-3, 10-2 type team. They're going to be good this year. Problem is, this is my first reason, they only have 5 starters returning on offense and 5 starters returning on defense. That's it. Now, granted, with this whole transfer portal. They got some new people coming in. How quickly can those people get acclimated to being in Norman? How quickly do they get used to doing things the way Coach Venables and his staff want them to do? Now, obviously, for Dylan Gabriel, that's going to be an easy transition because he's going to run this pretty close to the same system he ran at UCF. So, now my second reason for concern is something I think Brent Venables can fix. It's just how quickly can he fix it? Their defense last year gave up 389 yards a game. They gave up 25.7 points per game. Now, granted, when you had Caleb Williams, you had that high-powered attack offense, you're going to score 35, 40 points a game. So obviously, if you're scoring 40 and you're giving up 25, you're going to win most games. But every coach strives to improve, and this is an area I think OU needs to improve in. And of course, they hired a defensive-minded coach. So now I truly believe if you want to succeed in football, you got to be able to run the football and play good defense. OU's got at least part of that down. My last one, I know why. My third reason is the OU may struggle is, yes, Levy's a good coach. There's no doubt about it. But how are you going to replace 20-plus years of experience that Kale Gundy had? I don't agree with him getting fired. I think he should have had the opportunity to maybe do some sensitivity training or something. Maybe you've been suspended for like 30 days without pay. But just to completely get rid of him, I think that's really a big mistake. Now, the reason why he did it, from what I've talked to a few people, is the belief that Venables wanted his own pick. He wanted to have his people in place, to have to bring Kale Gundy in when he was on the previous staff, and he worked also for Coach Stoops. He kind of wanted to pick his own people. So I understand all that from Coach Venables' point of view. But to completely get rid of Kale Gundy, you're losing a lot of experience. You're losing a lot of points of contact that he had throughout the state of Oklahoma and Texas and other places that he's recruited. That's going to hurt you in the long run. It may not hurt you right away, but it will hurt in the long run. If I was Venables, honestly, I would give him a second chance. I would hire him on as like some kind of special consultant or a recruiting coordinator or something, because Kale Gundy's been recruiting athletes to OU for the last 20 plus years, and to lose that knowledge is a huge mistake. So, but do I think, OU is very similar to Oklahoma State in this regard. Now, granted, OU is already going to the SEC, but if Oklahoma State were to go to the SEC, I'd have to do the same analysis and say, okay, who in the SEC is better than Oklahoma right now? Alabama is for sure. Georgia lost 8 defensive players on their starting defense. They only are returning 3. I think Florida will be better this year, but they're not better than OU. I think South Carolina will be better than they were last year, but they won't be better than OU. OU is better than Mississippi State, Ole Miss, LSU, Vanderbilt, Missouri. I mean, you look at the SEC, and everybody thinks that the SEC is this mighty, powerful conference, but when OU makes the transition, they're going to have success. The one I would be worried about is Texas. I mean, Texas went 5-7 last year in the Big 12. What in the world are they going to do in the SEC? I don't know. But anyway, that's my preview of Oklahoma. I do think the Sooners are a legitimate threat to win the Big 12 this year. The fact that they have Oklahoma State at home is a good thing for them. I don't remember if they've got Baylor at home or not, but most experts have some combination of OU, OSU, or Baylor as going to the Big 12 title game, and there's a good reason why. And that main reason is Coach Brent Venables. He's a good hire. I can understand why Castiglione brought him back in, and quite frankly, he's, in my opinion, he's a much better coach than the guy that just jumped ship and went to USC. I say good riddance. So, not very high on that guy. But anyway, thank you for watching. I know your time is valuable. I try to put on good, solid sports content here on this channel. And so I just want to say I appreciate you. If you're new to the channel, please hit like and subscribe. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.